today I'm going to make a pumpkin pie, and this is from the garden. The ingredients you need short crust pastry, 6 ounces of short crust pastry. You need 4 ounces of sugar, brown sugar, not white, it's brown sugar. You need half a teaspoon of salt, cloves, ground cinnamon, ground ginger. You need 3 eggs and 10 fluid ounces of single cream. It's going to be single, and 10 fluid ounces of single cream. Okay, and then we'll put it all together in a minute. Okay, what I'm going to do, because I'm not using the tin pumpkin and I'm using a fresh pumpkin, I need 1.5 pounds of pumpkin. I've got to cook it and puree it, so I'm going to cut into it. Let's see. Oh, this is lovely. Be careful, I'll get with the knives. Right, I hope. When it's cut, let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? That's homegrown pumpkin. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, scoop this inside, all the soft bits, you take that out, scoop that out. That's very, very soft. That wouldn't take very long to cook. And then you have to peel it. So to peel it, what I'm going to do, cut it in half and put it down. Just try and take the skin off like that. Okay, what I've done, I've peeled the pumpkin, I've taken the inside out, and this is what it's like. See, there's the inside, that's when you scoop it out. You need 1.5 pounds of pumpkin. That's 1.5 pound of pumpkin. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put an extra ½ pound in, because when it's boiled and puree, I might get less. So I'm just putting enough in just to get the right amount. So I've got 2 pounds of pumpkin in there. Okay, the next stage is to get a little bit of water on the boil, and it's just about 2 cupfuls of water in there. Put it in the boil, and then you put your pumpkin in, because the pumpkin lets a lot of fluid out. You don't need to put a lot of water in. Bring it to the boil, and you have to keep checking this every few minutes, just to keep adding little bits of water in the pot to stop it drying out. So put that in. And that's going to be boiled until it's very, very soft, because we have to puree it after. So I'll leave that to boil and I'll tell you how long it takes. Okay, while the pumpkin's boiling, what we'll have to do is roll the pastry out and do it a 1/4 inch thick. Roll it out, line it in a pie dish or a dish of that size, and leave it in the fridge for 10 to 15 minutes, or while you're preparing the pumpkin. So what I'll do, I'm going to roll this out now. Sprinkle some flour on the surface to stop it sticking, and just sprinkle a little bit more flour on the top, and just keep doing this in stages. And now I'm going to roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick. It'll take a little while to roll out, because you've got to be very careful with pastry. You don't want to be too harsh with it. Just slowly turn it over. Very, very carefully. This would be a good idea to do this on a Sunday or a Saturday when you're not very busy, because it takes a little while to prepare. But it's only once a year, so it's worth it. Oops, that's a little bit of came off there. 1/4 inch thick, that should be okay. Not too thin. Right. Very carefully moving it around. And while you're doing this, don't forget to check your pumpkin. Make sure it's not drying up, and just keep adding some water until it's very soft, ready for pureeing. Or you can buy the tin pumpkins and use the tin pumpkin. The pumpkin's easy to grow, so you don't need to. Right. Oh, see, when I say carefully. But then you have to make a few mistakes in your kitchen, or else you'll never learn. That's a quarter of an inch thick, isn't it? Yep, that'll do. Doesn't have to be perfect. So now what we'll have to do is just get a tin, baking tin, or it could be square, it could be round. A little bit of butter, not a lot, just a tiny bit of butter on there. And on the sides as well, like that. Okay. And then we put the pastry, right, so what you have to do is roll it from one end, top to bottom like that. Put your tin there, very carefully. In the middle, like that. Any gaps, just fill it with some extra pastry, like that. Okay, I've rolled the pastry out, and because I'm not very good with pastry, I had a few little bit of tears and holes. So what I've done, cut the excess off the side, and just patch the inside where it's got a little bit of holes here and there. And you leave this in the fridge for 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we can go to the next stage. So it's going to go into the fridge. Okay, this is the pumpkin. It's already cooked. It took 25 minutes. That took to cook. See, look, it's all soft. It's like mashed potatoes. If you're doing mashed potatoes, do it exactly the same as you're doing potatoes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and mash it all up to make it into puree. So if I take it off the heat and just use the potato masher, can you see what's happening? Look. See, use a potato masher and just mash it up. And then when this is mashed, I'll have to wait again to make sure I've got the right weight. See, this doesn't take very long to do. That's mashed. That's done. Now, I'm going to try and weigh this to make sure I've got the right weight. I need 1.5 pounds. So we'll go and weigh it, shall we? Right, this is the cooked, strained puree pumpkin, and I've weighed it again for 1.5 pounds. 1.5 pounds. I've strained it and I've mashed it. Cook it just like as if you're cooking mashed potatoes. Okay, this is the ingredients. I've got 3 eggs. I've got to lightly beat the eggs. I've got the salt in there. That's the ginger. The cloves, cinnamon, sugar. Okay, now I'm just going to beat these eggs very, very lightly, not too much, just to combine it together. Keep doing that, you know. Do that. You don't want to whisk it, you just want to just beat it. Like that. That's beaten. That's 3 eggs beaten. Okay, what we'll have to do now, the next stage is to, while the pumpkin's cooling, we combine the sugar, the salt, ginger, cloves, and the nutmegs. Put all that in one bowl. Right, it's all in one bowl. Now we just stir that in like that. That's in there. Right, now we get the pumpkin. Take the pumpkin into a separate bowl and gradually beat in the eggs. So I shall do the eggs. Put the eggs in very, very carefully, very slowly. Slowly. Right, let me just beat that in a bit. Very, very slowly. Keep moving. A bit more, a little bit at a time until it's all mixed in. Okay, let's mix it in. Mix it in. A bit more. Keep stirring it. So it's gradually resting like that. Keep mixed in. keep this going. Just keep it just a couple of ticks, just to mix it all in together. The next stage is you add the sugar and the cloves and cinnamon ingredients. Mix it very, very, very slowly into the pumpkin mixture with the eggs. Very slowly, just keep mixing it all in. Just keep stirring it. Keep stirring it. Keep stirring it. Stirring it. Right, there you go. Stir it in. Very, very carefully. Stir it in, stir it in. Well, when this is all mixed together, then you take the flan case out of the fridge. Mix it all in, get it all mixed up like that. I've taken this out of the fridge. It's been in the fridge for 10 minutes. The oven is warming up. All we have to do now is to pour the pumpkin mixture into the flan case with the pastry's been done. Try and get it all in there. Oh, that looks really nice. And then my hands are clean. Just get it all in there. And if you've got little kiddies, they can clean the bowls out for you, like that. Now I'm going to wash my hands, because I've just tasted it. Just wash my hands, because I've just had a taste, and it's very nice. Okay, the temperature is 109 centigrade. Now I'm going to put it into the oven, and this is going to be in here between 40 to 50 minutes.